This is Infection, the survival podcast, recorded live on Tuesday, February 20th, 2018, episode 162. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Infection, the survival podcast. Infection is your source for the latest information on survival video games. We bring you the latest news, reviews, updates, and more each and every week. 162 weeks, to be exact. My name is Nick Craig. You can follow me on Twitter at Nicholas M. Craig. You can visit our website, infectionpodcast.com. Check out our Discord, our Steam group, all of our other fun stuff, social media, Twitter, and whatnot. And joining me this week, a familiar face to the program, Mr. Brian Aldridge. Hey, Brian. Welcome back.
Been a guest on the show a few times.
Yeah, everyone. So. You're familiar. You're familiar.
Every once in a while. Hey, if you want to find me at Boise Computer on Twitter, of course, you can go check out my blog, biteoftech.com. As Nick said, go check out our website. On there, we have a link to our Discord channel, which is where people are pretty much congregated throughout the whole week, harassing each other, posting news. If you have something that you think is newsworthy, we have a news channel in there that allows you to go in and post a link to that, and we review that throughout the week. And if it's something that's relevant, we will talk about it during the show. Also, we have links to our YouTube channel, our Twitch, Twitter, all of our podcast forums on there. So it's a good way to get linked up with us. Maybe listen or check out past episodes of the show. We have all of our episodes in there with full show notes. I mean, you could even scroll back to the first 3 episodes and realize how short our show notes were, and now look at our new ones. They're pages long. So it's a nice little repository of information for the show. But yeah, it's Discord. That's where pretty much everybody is now. We started out on, was it TeamSpeak? I think was what we were using originally. But Discord's been really good to us. So it's pretty much the place where everybody goes. And I think it's now the #1 voice chat, and it's so far free, which is nice. They do have a paid option, but it's an individual. You get some perks as an individual client using the paid option. It's not something we as a server had to pay for, which is nice.
Yes, and I think we've said a couple of times we wouldn't mind paying for it. I think we easily get $10 a month or $15 a month worth of value out of Discord. So that is if they start charging users, that's when they will plummet off the face of the earth. But yep, Discord is where you can hang out. Lots of
that's the thing, is that they could come up with some of those premium options or maybe be able to customize your server a little bit more beyond what you can do right now. I'd hate it if they cut out, say, oh, we're going to take away some features, but I'm sure they could add some things and say, hey, this is a premium feature, maybe to be able to organize your channels better, or a little more customization with the channels, have sub channels, little details like that. They get a little money out of people.
Absolutely. So what's going on, Brian?
Very good.
How are you?
Doing pretty good. I've been doing therapy. I think it's 6 weeks. Coming up on 6 weeks after the surgery now. I think on Thursday will be 6 weeks since my surgery. Have pretty good movement, can lift my arm up pretty far. Go to therapy twice a week. And each time I get a little more movement out of it, do exercises 3 times a day for it. I'm getting to the stage where I'm really antsy. Like I really want to do a pull up or a push up, or I want to do something. And I can't yet because it's still healing. And I don't know how long it'll be till I can actually do that, but we're going to get to a more vigorous style of, because I feel like my right arm, you know how you don't use muscles for a while and they'll start to degenerate, they'll just kind of go away. So I feel like my right arm's, the muscles getting weaker and smaller. And, but the thing is I can't lift heavy things with my right arm yet. So there's not really what do you do? You can't sit there and put strain on it. So we'll see. Once they get to the more vigorous stuff, hopefully I'll be able to actually do a decent workout.
Brian, I'm going to ask you to reconnect to a different call if you could. This vMix call that we use is just a junk. It has been garbage since day one. I don't know why. It's fine in the pre-show. Everything is fine and dandy until we start the program, and then his audio gets all jarbly and chops out and makes it damn near impossible to listen to. So we're going to wait for Brian to reconnect here. But we did announce last week that we've got some new options for viewers to support the program. Of course, we've got, our typical ways through our Amazon affiliate page and some of the other stuff, our Humble Bundle, of course, which people have been I think really been liking. A whole bunch of people have been using those. So one of the new ways though is through the using Twitch. The Twitch, we're part of the affiliate program, so you can now subscribe to our channel on Twitch, and there's a couple of perks on that. And Brian, are you back here?
Yes, I am here.
Perfect. And we had some subscribers throughout the week. A couple of names that I think are podcast listeners, because I've never seen their Twitch name before that they've subscribed to the program. And you're going to go through a couple of those people that have subscribed between the last week's show and this week.
So so right after the show last week, we had Green Man Cartoons who subscribed. GF Disturbed. We had Nissan Communications, Coldfish Cat, Preposterous, which is spelled in a.
Well, that joined the server.
It's not spelled how you think. Oh wait, sorry, that wrong one.
Yeah.
We had Unicorn Joe, which I don't know why that's in there. Oh, they joined our. I have the notifications mixed in, so ignore Preposterous, but maybe he'll subscribe soon. Unicorn Joe subscribed. We had Johnny Find, Deacon Eli, and we had Stairwave, who just recently did today, right before the show. And then we had Locklore, and then Serial Killer Barbie.
Yes.
So those were all since last week's show. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing. And you'll notice if you do subscribe to our Twitch, that inside of Discord, you get a different color for your name, and it will show up at the top of the list. And I was kind of mentioning before, that's what's really nice about that is it's kind of a reminder when your Twitch subscription ends, because you don't really know, they don't tell you a notification inside of Twitch. But when you see your name drop off that list, that means that your subscription ended, and you should have a fresh one that you can use ready on Twitch to go again. So keep that in mind. And
you can subscribe throughout the program. You can subscribe when we're offline, and we appreciate everybody that has come through. I don't know what, according to this, minus our count, I believe we have 12 subscribers right now. It seems like there's some names missing. It's between 12 and 15 subscribers right now, which is great for 1 week. So thanks everybody, and yes. Hopefully you'll continue with your support on that. All right, game of the week. Played some Overwatch.
Yes,
we played. I don't remember what we played.
You mean as far as what mode?
Yeah, I know we did some 8v8s.
We were just doing regular capture the. Weren't we just doing regular like capture the flag? Well, not capture, but just trying to get to their.
Yeah, all I remember is I was unbelievably pissed off at the end. I don't remember why. I just remember I was so.
I think it was livid. Well, ugh. I know that I was sitting up with Bastion.
Yeah, you were just being a real dick, is what you were being, Brian. Frankly, I mean,
I was just sitting in like choke points with Bastion, and they would just be like 9 kill streaks, 10 kill streaks. And then Nick was just getting more mad.
Brian, if I could have, I would have reached through the computer screen and strangled you to death through the internet, and you would have deserved it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I live here. But yeah, I had a good time. There. It was. I had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it was fun.
And it was free. It was a free weekend, so maybe some people who don't own it. I don't know if we had some people that haven't really played it that much before. It seemed like everybody that was there.
Our friend Sean played. He'd never played before. He was a newbie.
Yep.
So yeah, that was that was
it was a lot of fun. So this coming week, we're looking at doing GTA 5. I think we discussed a little bit last week. Unless something else is coming up as a free weekend.
Well, this is why we need to do GTA 5. Unfortunately, I will not be around. I have a work commitment. I will be out of state for the weekend. But GTA 5 has got a tax rebate thing that they're doing. I don't know if you saw about this in game. So if you log in between now and I think it's March. It's between now and February 26th. You will get, on login, you'll get $250,000 in Rockstar cash. And when you purchase things in-game up to $1 million a purchase, you'll get 10% cash back on in-game purchases. So
nice.
Kind of coincides perfectly with what we're trying to do. So they're doing a little tax rebate thing. So $250,000 when you log in, which will buy some cool stuff. And if you buy a plane or a car or something, they'll give you cash back up to, I think they're either giving you $1 million cash back or it's $1 million purchase cash back. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the first one, what you said, it was 250,000. Is that the initial?
That's the initial what it gives you, and then it gives you 10% cash back on. I think it's on purchases up to. But that doesn't make sense because the planes and stuff are like $20 or $30 million. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is.
So
but
maybe they're up for that $1 million. Are giving you a certain amount of money back.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what the. Okay, here we go. So any purchase you make during this period will come with a 10% rebate, giving you cash back up to a sum total of $1 million GTA dollars. So you can buy as much as you want.
It's that percentage up until you get that much.
Yes. So combined, you could get $1,250,000 worth of free stuff, or worth of money in game over up until February 26th. So, and they're not awarded until the 27th of February, between the 27th of February and March 6th. So, but when you log in, you'll get you're getting the 250. It's, I think, right away.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
And that's one thing with the GTA online. There's so much stuff to it. I know. I was watching someone play it here this last week, and you can get all these nice cars and pretty much all the stuff you can get in single player as far as customization. But there's the whole thing with the getting kind of a base. You can buy a place. Like I haven't gotten into that yet. And I just feel like it'll be a grind to get there.
It is. Unfortunately, since I won't be there, I do have a headquarters. I don't remember how much it was, but I'm not going to be there, which sucks because I was really looking forward to playing, and I didn't realize I was going to be out of town.
Well, Barbie says she has 2 apartments in GTA, so perhaps
she's balling.
We can all crash at her place.
Perfect. So that'll be fun. Friday night, obviously, GTA $60 title. If you don't have it, I don't know. But if you've got it, Friday night.
On sale right now, I think.
Is it? That would be great if it is. I'm not sure. So Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, in our Discord. Links are on infectionpodcast.com. You can log in. I'm sure there's going to be some races, as always. Those tend to head south very quickly with no bumping. And then maybe some online tomfoolery with hijacking planes and stuff like that. So join them. Join us Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern in the Discord.
And it's no longer on sale. I think it was on sale like last week or the week before.
Sounds
they had a special going for a little bit, but it is now back to regular price. But it is a really good game. If you are interested, if you played any of the previous ones, you'll know if you like GTA.
Absolutely.
If you haven't, it's a game that beautiful graphics, a ton of stuff to do. Just if you're really kind of a completionist for a game, you may want to just set aside a couple months and say, I'm going to play GTA for a little while, because it'll take you a long time to go through and really experience the whole game. So, all right. So are we ready do you care what we talk about here first?
Do you have a preference? No, not really. I mean, we should start at the top of the notes, I guess, and move down.
All right. And one thing we'll be talking about here. So the first thing will actually be pretty quick. So let's just jump into ARC initially.
Oh, okay.
And there was just 2 small patches here, 278.3 and 278.4. And 278.3, this was on Valentine's Day, so February 14th. And what they did is they just did a server-side update for Valentine's Day event content, which was randomly colored dinos and chocolate cake eggs. So optionally, you could run a command on your server to enable that, and it would do a 3 times mating boost and maturation boost for your different dinos. So that was on February 14th. And then the next patch is just there's 278.4. And what that is it just stopped the Valentine's Day event. So that was pretty much it for patches this week. Now, they did announce that, because they've done 2 what they call TLCs up to this point. And I just put a screenshot so you could kind of see they're working on another TLC, and it's going to have the Raptor in it. So here is a before and an after of the Raptor. And you can see that on it, they've added feathers, which is, according to, if people are really into dinosaurs, they'll tell you that dinosaurs had feathers.
You're an expert.
And so they're kind of matching that a little bit more. And getting away from the kind of spike things that I'm not sure what they were supposed to. They're just kind of like gross types of spikes that were on the Raptor before. So now they're going to a kind of a feather. It's got a little bit more of a realistic type of a what you'd see on an alligator as far as skin.
Scales almost.
And this is yeah, kind of like scales. So this is just one sample. They have a number of images, but I figured we'd save it for the actual patch, which will probably be next week, I would assume, that we'll see that TLC number 3 and some other fixes that they're going to have in there. But currently, this is not in game. This is just them teasing at what's going to be up here, next week or so.
Cool. Well,
now here, one thing I wanted to talk a little bit about is Fortnite.
Yes, this is this is good here. So, by the way, Fortnite is moving into season 3 of their game. While I've got to get this, I've got to get this dig in. They are in pre-season 7, nice. And they've been out since they've been out 162 weeks, and they are in pre-season 7. Fortnite has been out 5 months, 6 months maybe. Yeah. I don't remember when exactly it came out, and they are already on season number 3. So. This is interesting. There's some controversy, if you want to call it, behind that. So, Battle Pass, which I'm not a big Fortnite player, so I had to read into this a little bit because I haven't really played it. I played it a couple times, didn't enjoy it. So, Battle Pass is a way to get. I'm just reading this from the notes now. Battle Pass is an exclusive way to get loot by playing Fortnite. Then earn or buy tiers to unlock even more rewards. So they're introducing their Season 3 Battle Pass, and when you buy that, you'll instantly unlock a batch of in-game rewards, including the Mission Specialist outfit, and as you play during the season, you'll unlock a series of new reward tiers. So essentially what you're doing is you're buying a what comes down to 76 things up front, and then you, instead of it just dumping 76 things into your inventory, you play to unlock them from what I can gather.
Yes.
Now some people would say and these things are cosmetic. They're all cosmetic things like outfits, pickaxes, emotes, gliders, loading screens, emotes, just all cosmetic stuff. And there's 76 total things available inside of this this Battle Pass of Season 3, which is 30 more than the 46 in Season 2's Battle Pass. And what's cool is that if you don't want to buy it, you can still unlock all of the 76 total items, total tiers, by playing through the same amount of time as it took to unlock the 46 from Season 2. So they say typically between 75 and 150 hours, you can unlock everything.
Now, is that with the Battle Pass though?
So no, I don't know. I don't believe so. It says even though we've had a 30.
So look at.
Because I think
the image. Look at the image there, because they have the 2 tiers. See how they have the top one, which I think is the free tier, and then the
which image are you
referring
to?
Gold.
You're referring to this image?
So the one. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So
maybe you're right.
The top one. So here, there's a video in there. You should play. Do you have that video?
Yes, I do.
Queued up.
Yes.
Play that, because they show a little bit of it, and I think that'll clear it up as far as, because they on there they had text. They said this is what you can get with the free.
Gotcha.
And then the bottom ones you can get when you have the Battle Pass, but you still have to earn the things.
Gotcha.
Right, or purchase them with coins.
Mooney here from the Fortnite community team to give you the scoop on the Battle Pass. Listen up, my dudes. Season 2 is starting soon and has all new cosmetic loot. Play for free to get some of these cool items, or buy the Battle Pass and instantly get some goodies, including this awesome Blue Squire outfit. During the season, you play to level up your Battle Pass, unlocking up to 65 plus additional rewards. This can typically take 75 to 150 hours of play. It might take me a bit longer. If you want them faster, you can use V-Bucks to buy levels at any time over the course of Season 2. Season 2 is going to run from December 14th until February 20th. If you have any questions, hit us up in all the usual spots.
So that was for Season 2.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
See how the bottom they said you can still unlock those. So the Battle Pass allows you the ability to unlock them.
Okay,
right?
And then you don't have to spend the V-Bucks.
Without the Battle Pass, you can do without it, you can do the top row. If you have your Battle Pass on, then you can start playing to unlock the bottom row.
Gotcha.
Or you can buy these V-Bucks and then purchase those to, you know, kind of skip ahead
Yes.
to the different tiers. So you can use those, and you see there's a purchase tier button. So you're just purchasing additional tiers, or you can try to grind them and earn them.
And this is a very interesting concept because, like, you look at a game like any game that does DLC, Ark, Call of Duty, Battlefield. When you purchase, you get what you purchase, and you get a whole bunch of stuff. This is a very interesting concept of you essentially buying the privilege to continue to play,
to be able to earn it.
And but you know what though, and some people would say, you know, oh, that's stupid, and I would say it's stupid because I don't play the game. But you talk about longevity. They are getting people to pay to then play. I mean, you're
because then they get them to play even more. It keeps their player base strong. Now this is all cosmetic stuff. So
yeah,
this
it's all
is
cosmetic.
Not. I mean, that's the thing. If they were turning around like some of these other games and then offering you something that gave you some sort of a ability enhancement, that's where the issue comes in. As long as this stays 100% cosmetic, and that let's say, for instance, that pulse axe that comes at the end of season 2, as long as that doesn't have any additional ability to help you in game beyond what you could play with the regular one, maybe it just looks better or has a different visual effect on it, then, you know, that this will continue to work. The second that they turn around and say, okay, well, now you got to pay to be able to get something better, I think it all falls apart.
Yeah, I like this concept. This concept is going to go big. Instead of just buying 78 things for however many dollars, you're buying to unlock them. That's a very, very interesting concept, and it's going to keep the game alive.
People willing to pitch into this.
If you play this game every day,
the whole Steam market.
Well, in the Steam market, but there's no Steam market in this game. It's not on Steam.
That's what I'm saying. Is that's what H1Z1 was trying to do. Was just they're trying to make all this money off the Steam market, and which they didn't do correctly anyways. But they were trying to sell these crates and constantly pushing crate. Here they don't really have to do that. You know, they give out this. Here's exactly how many they're giving out in a whole season, and you can try to earn them. You know, and so they're not going to be throwing crazy things in there. They just give XP boosts, they give you coins back, like they just do different things. You know, and they've only given out one emote. I'm not sure what the plant thing is. A battle axe, and then an outfit for the paid tier. Like that's that whole season was just a few items that they had to give out. So they're able to stretch it out even over a longer period of time without diluting the market too much.
Yeah, I just, if you play this game constantly, every day, all the time, this is something to keep you engaged. I mean, you look at an achievement system. You look back at early days of Xbox 360, you had what people would call, you were a gamer score whore. And the whole thing was you would go through these games and complete these achievements to build up your gamer score. That was just kind of a thing. And they're essentially doing the exact same thing with this, except you pay to then unlock the things, to play to unlock them. You're paying, and then you're having to invest, if you want to play through it, 100+ hours of playtime to...
what you said, it was like 70 something.
It said 75 to $1.50. Oh, it's 76
so
different
it's
things.
It's not 76. So some of those things are XP, coins, you know, emotes. They're
no, there's 76 outfits, pickaxes, emotes, gliders, back bling, skydiving trails, loading screens, banners, emotes. There's 76 total of those.
So they've changed it, because the previous season they had XP boosts and stuff, and some of them in there.
Well, they're in there, but they're just not listed as total items, I don't think, because those aren't really items.
Oh, okay.
I think this
right.
I haven't done the math on this. I believe they're
so like last year, like tier 58 was an XP boost.
Yes, but if I'm looking
tier
at
62 was an XP boost.
But they show season 2, they show all of the. So what? Okay, so then if that's the case, there's 100 tiers in the level. 76 of them are items. So your remaining are, because looking.
So this is one per level, correct? So with with this new season, really aren't they only getting 30 more items for this season if they're maxed out? Let's say they've hit level 70, because that's season 2. I think the cap was level 70, right?
Okay.
Then that means they're extending it another 30 items, so it keeps all the previous items, and then season 3 you get. You understand what I'm saying? Like, is that how it's working? I'm
not sure, to be honest with you. It's a little confusing, because if that's the case, if there's 30 new items, 8 of them are loading screens. I mean, that's literally half I'm sorry, not half. I mean, it's a quarter of the things are just loading screens, and then another 5 are skydiving trails. So you're talking at that point, almost half of the items are just those 2 things.
So you would think they're giving a whole 100 new items, which is pretty crazy.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Because this is what's different. This is just because I don't play the game. It's confusing. It says, so what's different about the Season 3 Battle Pass? There are now 30 more tiers in Season 3, 100 total.
Okay, so that's it. So I think they added 30 on to the end of the previous.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds about right.
So if you're level 70, you're subscribing to then try to get the extra 30 levels.
Okay, that makes sense.
And if you level up, you still get that free tier. So, if you gained a level, but you got to think like levels 50 through 60, like there's nothing on the free tier. So there's not very many items on the free tier that you're actually getting. I wonder if you pay for the battle pass at the end, if they'll give you the previous items, or you only get them when you earn them. I would think you would get all the previous items, but
okay, this is what it says.
Then someone would max
for
out.
the first 70 tiers, you will receive 70 items just like last season. They've added 30 tiers in Season 3 to offer more loot than before. So I think that answers your question.
Okay. All right. So one thing I was going to mention is that these V-Bucks, to get 1,000 of them, it's $9.99. I think the season pass was 300 V-Bucks.
It's $9.50.
Or was it 900? Is it 950 V-Bucks?
Yeah,
so, I think that to buy the tiers individually, I think we're 300 each.
It looked like 100.
So if you're going to buy,
looked like 150 each. I think on one of the
150 each?
one of the screenshots I thought said 150. I mean, it was in the video.
I'm not seeing that again.
So
it's between 150 and 300.
I don't know. What is this?
I remember seeing it
says
somewhere.
100x V-Bucks. I don't know if that's how much it costs to purchase a tier or not. I'm not sure.
No,
I can tell you this.
The last prize.
I can tell you this. According to them on their website, the Battle Pass, the Battle Pass plus 25 tiers, which is almost all of them, is 2,800 V-Bucks. And that says it includes access to the Battle Pass and instantly unlocks your next 25 tiers, all at a 40% discount. So that means it's discount. So maybe it is about 300 per. 30 bucks.
Because you got to think that's almost $30 to unlock that. What, 25 you said?
Again, if you play this game, it's a free game. If you play this 24/7, if you're a Twitch streamer, I mean, $30 is a bargain.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is people
that spend a lot more than that in H1Z1.
Well, people just get so upset with, oh my God, $30. Can you imagine that? You know what? For me, you wouldn't catch me dead spending. You wouldn't catch me spending $9 on the game. But for somebody that all they do, like we've got our buddy I'm the Myth that streams this game. $30 for him. I mean, he's a Twitch partner that plays this game constantly. Now he probably will grind through the levels because he streams it, but nevertheless, that's a drop in the bucket. I mean, that's just part of.
But he might as well get the battle pass and get all those free skins, or get those skins as he's going along. Anyway.
That's my point. But I'm saying for somebody that is playing it all the time, the game is free. Like, what's the? Okay, so great. You've got you bought the last one for $10, so you've got $40 invested in this game that you play all the time. I don't see a problem. Even if you had $100, I mean, you can look at the people that have got all this money invested in games like Team Fortress 2. I mean, it's the same thing. It doesn't make sense. It's a hobby. That's what you do. That's where you want to. Instead of spending your money going to the movies, you spend it on season stuff for Fortnite. I mean, what's the difference?
Well, and I think that they've really, with this whole kind of the cartoony feel and the genre that they've gone for, they've done a really good job. I mean, there's not really blood. It's not gory. Firebomb says, his son loves it, and that's the market they're going for. And I think it is. I think they're going for that younger market because they realize there's a lot of younger people who maybe don't like playing PUBG, because you get PUBG and everybody wants to be really serious. You kind of have to be serious with PUBG. This is a more relaxed, cartoony, shoot 'em up, not quite so. You don't have to be so accurate with your shots. I mean, you got to be accurate, but it's not like you're looking down a sniper rifle and you have to do all this preparation. It's kind of a run and gun on the type of a game. So I think that they've got their audience. I mean, the numbers are huge for it. This is definitely, now they're figuring out, well, how do we maintain money to keep it alive? And I think this is a good solution to it, because people are going to constantly get stuff for it. The more time you put in, the more money you get. Or, the more money they get it, the more money time you put in, the more stuff you get. And in the end, they keep their player base that keeps the game alive over time. Because I mean, you can look at H1Z1, what's killing it when people stop playing and they can't fill a lobby in the middle of the day of West Coast. That's an issue, you know? So I think that they're going to do a good thing here.
So here's just a little bit of perspective, because you think $30, that's a lot for a game. Brian, if you and I were to go to a movie right now, I don't know what's out right now. If you and I were to just say, hey, we're going to go to a movie right now.
Black Panther.
Well, I wouldn't see that, but those tickets are $13 a piece. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the math. 26. If we were now to get a medium popcorn and share a drink, because we are good friends, that would be an $11.25 on top of that. We are at almost $40 to go to a movie, and that movie is going to run 90 to 120 minutes, and it's over with.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
so that's 40, and that's gone.
Here,
your excitement is gone after 90 minutes. 120 minutes, you could say, wow, that was a great movie. If you play this game constantly, this is a no-brainer. Yeah, the matinee price, I agree. But Brian and I are matinee people, all right? Let's be clear here. But seriously, I mean, it's so ridiculous. You think people lose their mind. I was reading through the Reddit, $30 for like Brian, let's do a dinner date, Brian. You and I, we're gonna go on a date. We're gonna go out to dinner. We're gonna go to a movie. We will drop we'll probably drop close to $80, and that's gonna be maybe 3 to 4, 5 hours worth of whatever. I mean, it's just there's people you got to compare. Brian and I are going on a dinner date. Who cares? I mean, $80. It's hey, maybe we'll have a couple cocktails. We're talking about $100. Like, I mean, there's no comparison here. It's so cheap.
Look at the parent option though, because look at this compared to H1Z1. What parents were going through with H1Z1, it was more like a gambling situation of, oh, I didn't get the skin I want. Can I have another $10? Oh, I didn't get the skin I want. Can I I need more money for a crate constantly. Where with this, the parent can say, you know what, I'm willing to buy you the battle pass. So each season you have this battle pass, and then you have to earn the items inside of it. So the parent has a consistent amount that they're giving out, and it's not a constant, can I borrow your credit card? Can I borrow your credit card?
Yeah.
All the time, because you'd never get all the stuff that you wanted in H1Z1. And they knew that because they're going from where the gambling. Here, it's you'll get the stuff, you give us some money over time. It's kind of like a subscription in a way. It's a subscription that you're not forced to subscribe to be able to play the game, but it's a subscription to get the items.
I don't.
All right, very good.
I don't care. Like, I just do it. It doesn't affect me. Even it doesn't affect the free players. It doesn't affect anybody. If Brian Aldridge wants to pull the credit card out of his wallet and spend $30, it doesn't affect anybody. I mean, his wife will be pissed, but that's it.
It's
like,
not.
It doesn't. There's no effect.
Better at the game.
No.
It's not going to give me a benefit. So I have no issue with them doing this. If you look at like Barbie, I think was kind of frustrated with this game because she paid for the real version of Fortnite that was supposed to come out. I haven't heard anything about.
Yeah, I agree. That's a legitimate right.
I would understand that. I think they should give, and they probably will give refunds, I would assume.
Oh, they have to.
They gave refunds on Paragon, but they're not following through with the original Fortnite. The original Fortnite is nothing, and they were asking for like $60 tiers. I think there was a $100 tier on there. I think that they'll probably turn around now that this one's so successful and offer some sort of a refund or give you something in the regular Fortnite. I don't know. I just don't know that they're going to really follow through and make anything of the other games since this part of it's so successful. It's kind of like Just Survive and H1Z1.
Yeah.
There's that other game. There's the stepchild over there, but who's playing it? So,
well, there you go. That's Fortnite.
All right. Now, speaking of their competition, would you like to talk about a little bit of PUBG?
Yes,
Battlegrounds, as other people know it.
Yes, this is a update for PUBG. I'm gonna pull my my upper third up here. So this is a PC update. This is PC version 1, update 6 that they've done for here. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the tone of this post. It's a lot of oh, we didn't get to things. Sorry, accept us. Whatever. Like, I don't need a sob story. I get that they're saying, but nevertheless, so I'll read through a couple points here. So in December of last year, they announced that they were going to be doing what we've talked about, the ping system, where there's a maximum ping limit. If your ping is over, you don't play. If your ping is under, you play. Real simple. They said the update has been delayed due to the team's resources being focused on dealing with their cheat anti-hack prevention thing that they've been working on for a couple weeks now. Not that they should apologize for that. That's why I think this is stupid. It's not like, oh, it got delayed because we were on vacation, or that we were, hitting the server kegerator a little bit too hard. It's like, oh, hey, we're working on making it so that all of the Chinese players aren't hacking. So in turn, we had to delay our maximum or minimum ping limit thing. Not a problem.
Well, and because that's the thing, honestly, I've said it here before, the anti-cheat, if they don't get the anti-cheat on this game, that is going to be the downfall of PUBG.
Absolutely.
That is what's going to continue to drain the player base, because there's just so many, and plus they're catering to the Chinese market now. That's what they're relying on for their numbers. And so I think that if you look at this, that's what's going to drain their numbers. So I think them focusing on the one thing that's the biggest threat to them currently, that is anti-cheat. So I think them putting every focus and put aside new features, put aside all this other stuff, get this right, and you'll stop the bleeding. It's not like it's huge. I mean, they're not dropping players like H1Z1 dropped players, but I think that they'll find that they'll have a consistent drop over time of people just getting frustrated and saying, they get killed by a hacker, that something happened, especially with the replay system. People can see it now. They'll just continue to lose players, to where if they can get it to where this is a friendly environment for streamers, for players, that, hey, I can play this and most likely I won't run into a cheater, people will start coming back and playing it, maybe have stopped.
Yeah, they've got to fix it. I mean, honestly, the ping system would be stupid without the anti-cheat system, in my opinion. I lost my point where I was. Yeah, they're gonna be working on introducing the maximum ping. It's been delayed because they've been working on anti-cheat, anti-hack. Unlike what they were talking about earlier, which was just, I think in H1Z1 it's 150 or 250 for your maximum ping limit. If you're over that, you can't play on the server. It's just grayed out. It won't let you in. But what they're doing, they're trying an interesting concept here, and it sounds great on paper. I don't know in reality how well it's going to work. So what they're going to do is they're going to be dividing matchmaking pools depending on the ping, which is interesting here. So that means that users with lower ping will be prioritized during matchmaking. The team is expecting to improve the overall, when I say the team, I mean the development team is expecting to improve the overall play experience by splitting the matchmaking pool rather than restricting connections depending on ping. Preparations are underway to test this method in some regions. The first trial is planned to start this week, and they'll share the dates when they're ready. This sounds like a good idea on paper, that, oh, okay, well, if you've got, 70 milliseconds ping and somebody from wherever the hell's got 320, we're going to prioritize you in the matchmaking pool. But it still doesn't, the problem is them being in the game with you. It's not where somebody is going to get matched with these people. I mean, it's not, if you have 320 pings, it's saying it's never going to put you in a game, because that's not a solution either. Yeah. I'm all for them trying things out.
Plus, ping changes over time. Someone may have kind of an okay enough ping to get into there, but then when they start playing, moving around, the map loads and like the performance starts to hit, and then everything drops. That's where the issue may be. So it's not going to guarantee a good experience. It's not going to mean that everybody in there is running at a low ping and everything is good.
I just I like the idea. I think it's interesting. I think I need a little more explanation on how it's actually going to work. Again, I'll read it for you one more time, because it doesn't really make any sense. It says, this means that talking about the pool being divided based on ping, this means that users with lower pings will be prioritized during matchmaking. Prioritized as in put into the game first, or is there going to be matches with people with lower ping and then matches with people with higher ping? I think I need a little more explanation. They may not even know.
I mean, that's where they put all the high ping people in the same match. I mean, I can only imagine watching that game.
But that's what doesn't make sense.
All these high people running
I
around.
mean, let's just think about it. So it's going to imagine you have our friend Unicorn Joe from Australia. His ping is anywhere between 150 and 200 when he plays with us on games. I'm remembering back to Friday the 13th. It was in the 170s, I think, with me as the host on the East Coast. So if he has 170 ping in Battlegrounds and everybody else has got, and I've got 40, you've got 70 or 6, whatever. Is it just never going to put him in a game as long as there's people with lower ping playing? Because that doesn't make any sense. Eventually, there's got to be the problem is them in the game, not the matchmaking pool. So I don't really know what the thought is.
It sounds like it's just going to take them longer to queue up, but still.
But then eventually
a few of them are delayed. Someone else that just means the people that queued before you that had high ping are going to come in with you.
You're just kicking the barrel down the road. You're not solving the problem. Somebody is going to get stuck with these high ping people. And if it's not me, it's going to be the guy behind me. And eventually it will be me. That's, I think, part of the problem is eventually you're going to get stuck in a game with a whole bunch of people with high ping because they're they're at the end of the line.
I wonder if this is kind of them testing the technology of how well they can detect it and sort them, and then eventually they'll do something different once they see that it works. I mean, that may be the whole point, is they're just checking to see how it works. You know, how many people are high ping? How many got the prioritized? Can we split these guys up and still have quick queues into matches? That may be a lot of what this is, just getting the technology in order and then also testing it. I mean, it's a possibility, or because I just don't, as you said, I don't see a huge benefit to just delaying those people, and not putting them in a separate type of a queue away from the people with low ping, because they're still going to be, you'll still have the exact same number of people with high ping in your match.
Exactly. So maybe I don't think the explanation is very good here. I don't, because what we think this means, it cannot be what it actually is, because it doesn't solve any problem. I think the concept of doing this, of splitting people based on ping in a matchmaking pool, is probably a pretty good idea. But this just doesn't make any sense.
So on here at the end, because I first found this post on Steam, and at the bottom there, the next 10 people that commented all said region lock China, region lock China. It was just I'll pay like a full wall of
they're probably
text,
paid,
they make
paid
big
bots.
Letters. Yeah, and all it said was region lock China. So
Russian bots on the Steam page.
Yeah, they're paid.
All right, so back to the update here. So we covered the ping thing, it's delayed, and the new kind of way that it's going to be. And then they kind of go through. They're saying that they're going to release a roadmap. And what they're going to do is in March, the team is going to reveal what you can expect from us in the first half of 2018. March is halfway through the first half of 2018, so it'll be the 3 months after March that will be included in there. By the way, including a new map. So I don't know if that means they're going to announce the new map or it's going to be out in the first half of 2018. It could easily, they're so efficient with what they do, we could easily have a map out by, I don't know, the middle of the year, between Q3, Q2, Q3,
I mean,
somewhere in that little
If they've
period.
got a team, if they're making enough money, they could just have a team of people that's all they're doing is preparing these maps, which is most likely what they're doing. So there would be none of these other things that are happening would be a reason to delay that map. That's their own team working on their own thing, and just they know how fast they've done another map. They did Miramar, so they should be able to tell how quickly they'll have the next one out with reasonably about the same amount of detail.
Yeah. So that's that. They've got a test server patch. Again, they're optimizing. A couple of things here is in the world, they've replaced some fences in Myanmar to unbreakable fences or walls in order to optimize the client. In the gameplay, this is interesting. I don't play the game in first person, but they say when the player is riding in the airplane, you will no longer be able to see inside of the plane. So it's just going to be a black screen, I guess, until you jump, or maybe it'll just be the map up on the screen.
Maybe it'll view behind the plane or something until you jump.
Yeah, I'm thinking for first person. In third person, it views behind the plane right now. You kind of trail the plane. I don't know what it's going to do for third. Maybe it's going to force everybody to that outside the plane hover view.
That's what I'm wondering if it's going to force. Because they're trying to get rid of that extra detail that's in
Oh,
the
it's
plane.
useless.
It's causing lag.
And they say this is to improve early game client and server performance. It's just useless to have all that information being rendered. I mean, it's just stupid. It doesn't add any benefit to the game.
Especially when you it's only there until you jump.
Yeah, I mean, some people. I mean, you're jumping within the first minute of being in the game. It's completely useless. Other players will be visible once they jump out of the airplane, and then when riding in the airplane, you can check the number of remaining passengers in the plane. That is via the new UI element at the bottom left of the screen. So this will be kind of interesting. This will play into more of maybe decide where you want to jump off. I know you can see when people jump. You kind of see it looks like ants flying out of the back of the plane. But now you'll be able to see, hey, there's still 40 people left or 50 people left, and we're going over a big city. They're half of them are going to drop here. And maybe it'll help you make a little bit better of a decision on where you want to go. I think that's pretty cool. They got some things that they've changed to the replay system here. When reporting someone through the replay system, we now receive a 1-minute replay file centered on the point of your report. So instead of, I would assume before they were having to go back and do that. So now if you report at, 20 minutes, 30 seconds into your gameplay, they are going to get from 19 minutes, 30 seconds to 21 minutes, 30 seconds. And in that little period, they'll hopefully be able to see where the hack is. And if not, they can go back and actually, hopefully if they need to see before or after or whatever, they can go back and do that. But it's going to give them that 1-minute file, which is super cool. And now it is now impossible to report through the replay file that has been created longer than a week. So I don't know why you'd create a file and then take a week to report somebody, but can't do it if it's over a week. And it's now impossible to report the same player multiple times in the same replay file. So you can't run around the replay and report people many times. So I think that's pretty funny. A couple of other bug fixes, so on and so forth. And then a miscellaneous changes that they made changes to prevent the reduced heal/boost time cheat. So they're still working on that as well. Doesn't seem like a big update, but there's some stuff in here. A lot of cool stuff coming, I believe, in the first half of 2018, if I'm reading that correctly. So sometime in the June, July, August period is when you would expect a new map and some other cool improvements as they continue to iron out anti-cheat, ping, region locking, that whole that
anti-cheat thing is, I mean, if they spend the next 2 months, because I know we said this with H1Z1, if they spend the next, I don't remember I think I said 6 months at the time for H1Z1. If they spend the next 6 months fixing the anti-cheat and getting rid of all the hackers, it would save the game. And that's the thing, is they never did it. There's still tons of hackers in H1Z1. I think there's less because people quit playing the game. I think that's the only reason that there's less in H1Z1 now. So with this, I think that they really need to focus. And if they can get that to where they come up with some really creative anti-cheat and ways that just really cut out a ton of that, this will be a really good game to play in. It'll keep people playing. It'll get more people playing. It'll get streamers playing it again because they're not getting stream sniped, possibly, or shot with people hacking. Well, I wanted to mention one thing. I forgot to mention it in Fortnite.
Okay. I
was browsing through the articles, and there's the picture for Fortnite that's like a spacesuit.
Yeah.
Just as far as the preview and people were like, I saw. I don't remember if it was what's the Kotaku or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They were saying, "Oh, season 3 is going to be in space, possibly." I was like, "Wait a minute, no, that's just an outfit. That's one of the skins that you can get." They're not saying, but they were speculating that season 3 was going to be a space map.
Well, I mean,
I was like, do you guys even understand that that's just a skin? Like, that's what their outfits look like. That's something you can win in season 3 through the new system. It's not going to be in space.
And we wonder why people don't take video game journalism serious.
Yeah.
Every review is paid for, and nobody wants to give an honest opinion, or they get blackballed by the developer. Welcome to the world of gaming.
Well, and that's the thing too, is when we were at PAX, I mean, most of those guys seemed to have no interest in the video games. I mean, they viewed it as a job. They had no interest. They were there. We just have to go ask these questions, record this stuff.
Hey, you get the company card, you get the hotel, you can go get lit up at a bar after PAX. I mean, it's a great out of the office. It's a great thing to be assigned to. I'm sure as a video game journalist, PAX and all these other events, E3 and all that stuff, CES, are great things to be assigned to. But yeah, no, they don't care.
Yep. And then we really saw it. I mean, most of them are just sitting in the back room just talking to each other.
The bake room.
Yeah, getting baked.
No, because there was a little press. Yeah, I remember there was a press room.
When we were in the press room, they're all just sitting there back there talking, and they weren't talking about video games whatsoever.
Now we stopped in there. We met a couple people at our table. I think they were from another podcast, but yeah, that was interesting. I hope we get to go to PAX this year. We gotta talk about that. I'm incredibly lazy. I have to apologize. So we'll get to it though. Believe me,
we'll get it to. Yep.
Well, right, so we're about 50 minutes into the program. Yeah, we could do the first giveaway, I'm sure.
All right, so just remember, should we keep doing 60 points? People should have points by now.
Yeah,
some people have 10,000.
It doesn't matter if you do 60 or 30. It's not really going to make a difference.
All right, so we're going to do 60 points, and that requires that people actually sit and watch the show for 1 hour, which I think they can handle. And actually today's is thanks to Green Man Cartoons. He gave me some keys that we'll be using. And so we're going to be giving away. The first one is a copy of Owlboy. So this is one that is currently $24.99 on Steam. It's got mostly positive for recent reviews and very positive overall reviews. And this is a pixel graphics, great soundtrack, action or adventure 2D. And it's called Owlboy. 9.3 out of 10 from IGN. I mean, that's all you need to know, right? So, but definitely, if you're interested, exclamation point giveaway in chat. And thank you, Green Man Cartoons, for donating this game to the show. It's similar to Fez. I don't know if you ever played Fez or any games like that. They say that it's similar to games like Fez, which is pretty fun.
That's pretty funny.
So. Exclamation point giveaway.
All right. All right. Where do we want to go from here, Brian?
All right. So let's go ahead and let's just jump into H1Z1 because there's a couple things to talk about.
There's an event coming up starting mañana. Well, if you're listening to this podcast today, if you're watching live tomorrow, right?
Yes.
February 21st.
So this will be the Royalty Showdown.
Oh, yeah.
So this is going to be the top H1Z1 players, epic online matches. And this will be, as you said, the 21st through the 23rd. It'll be the top 75 players from the preseason 7 leaderboards. We'll be battling it out for fame and glory, which I assume this is going to be online.
Yeah, it says epic online matches. You just read that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So because it's all the leaderboards, it's not like they're shipping all these people in because you never know where they're going to come from. So this is definitely going to be an online thing. Now, how are they going to deal with anti-cheat in this?
So
because this is going to be from the leaderboards, and I can promise you there's a few cheaters on the preseason 7 leaderboards.
I'm not going to check. You know what? I'm not even going to check that. I'd put some money up on the fact that there's probably a cheater in that scoreboard. In the top 75, there's got to be somebody, some QQ, whatever, cheating in there.
Slipped through that somehow didn't get detected.
Yeah, so I'd bet you the loose change on my desk, there's probably a significant amount of money in quarters hanging around here. I don't know how they're going to deal with the anti-cheat, but they need to do these all the time. They need to be running this a couple of times a year.
This is much cheaper.
There's no cost.
Way cheaper.
I mean, they're paying 2 Twitch streamers to commentate.
Supersonic and Theoman TV.
Is that who it is? Okay.
Are going to be
So they're
so
paying.
Those will be
they're going to fly
in studio cast.
They're going to fly 2 people out to San Diego and put them up in a Fairfield Inn at $150
these guys may even be local. You never know.
Who knows?
Like,
but whatever. They're gonna give them some. They're gonna have some. Total cost for flights and all this stuff. Maybe $2,000 if they have to fly them from across the country. I mean, and food and hotel. Maybe $2,000 at the most. Very, very inexpensive in terms of putting on this showdown on CWTV and all this other nonsense. And then after that, it's free. I mean, you're paying your staff to work. I don't think you'd be paying them extra to do this. So I think this is great. And they need to be doing this every couple months, every 3 months, 3 or 4 months. I don't know what the deal is.
People feel like, I mean, because it's making these people really push in the leaderboards, right? Keeping them playing. And then you'll get these people that are like, oh, I won this preseason. I won preseason 7. I won preseason 32 when we get to that one. And, you know,
Preseason 32.
they'd appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and this will be their own thing that'll keep it somewhat of a community playing this, because I mean, you remember when I was complaining that I logged in just to test in the middle of the day, however many months ago, and you couldn't even fill a lobby on the West Coast during daytime hours.
Yeah.
You can't fill one lobby, West Coast. You know, if all these people that are going to be playing this tournament logged in and played, like, you'd be able to fill a lobby. There's not even that amount of people playing on the West Coast. So there's definitely an issue with this game. So they have to have things like this. And the professional streamers aren't playing this anymore. So, I mean, you maybe
streaming in IRL.
Yeah. But the thing is they can't, you know, there's a lot of players that aren't actively streaming this anymore. They're not playing it on, they may play it just enough to go do the tournament, which is what they did last tournament.
Yep.
But they're not consistently playing this game anymore. So going to the actual players and saying, all right, I think they've realized the streamers are very fickle. Like, they're not your friends. You know, they're not saying, oh, I love H1Z1 till the end. You know, they love H1Z1 as long as it's helping them make their living. That's how long they love H1Z1.
I remember, I think we were critical of all of these streamers that all of a sudden started playing H1Z1 right around the time of TwitchCon, which is where they hosted their tournament last year. I mean, it's just a joke.
However many, a couple of weeks before, all of a sudden they started playing a couple of weeks.
Yeah, everybody's a freaking expert.
Done,
yeah,
they all left.
Yeah, scram like rats. I mean, it's just gone.
Yep, and it's where's the money, and that's what they're doing. And so here, at least you're getting real players.
Yeah, I like this.
You're getting people to actually play it.
I don't think. I won't be tuning into this because I won't be around. But they need to do this constantly. I mean, and here's the thing: why does it have to just be the top 75? Why couldn't you just pick a random class of players? 250 through 350, 100 players in the middle of the scoreboard. That would be fun.
They could have a tournament that you could sign up for. You know, they sign up 1,000 people for the tournament. You run games all weekend.
Yeah.
You know,
you run it through the week, and then you run it through the weekend. Easy. Monday through Friday, you run it, narrow down your 75.
You have set days of, here's when we're going to be doing these games. You know, your time slot is this. People log in, and you just try to place as high as you can at the end.
Yeah.
I just don't see, you know, that would bring 1,000 people in and get them playing throughout the week, because that's what they got to do, is keep people playing throughout the week. And, you know, even if you charge them, or, you know, did something to give them a little bit of barrier of entry, say there's a $5 entry fee for this tournament, but there's $1,000, you know, $10,000 prize. You know, so do that at the end of the week. Some people would put in $5 for a chance at that.
Oh, absolutely. They're because
come out about even.
It's so expensive to run these these IRL tournaments. It's incredibly expensive. It needs to be underwritten. It's typically underwritten by Alienware and Corsair. They're a big one. They underwrite these events. They're great tax write-offs for big companies like Alienware. So they need to do these 24/7. I mean, they need to be doing this every couple of months. Just because.
And I'm sure they will. I think they're going to getting their setup figured out, and then they're going to, this is what they're falling back to. Plus they want that whole professional tournament thing that they're doing with this whole new company that's coming in. Like, I don't know. I think we have an article talking about that a little bit later too. Let's jump into the patch notes. They had an update on the 16th.
Okay.
It says, in preparation for the Royalty Showdown, update notes, players can no longer shoot over the police car light bar and most of the roof, as well as over objects of questionable height, like certain hay bales, semi-truck cabs, dumpsters, half walls, etc. Improve the anti-cheat detection for players who are teaming. Fixed an issue that could cause other players who are aiming down sites to appear to be running in place. Added some debug information to the death and victory screens to help us track down server desync issues. Added a new item that will be distributed in the Showdown event, which I think is some sort of a weapon. Numerous fixes and optimization for hosted games and spectate mode, which they're going to be using during that Showdown tournament. And then They actually have a test server update that they put out here, and this was actually on the 17th. And on here, there's actually a lot of stuff in this. They did a live stream talking about it for their community thing on Twitch, but they're redoing the whole airdrop system. Instead of the airdrop bomber, they're replacing it with a jet. And you actually have the sound of a jet kind of coming over, the sound of a jet flying over you. So you have a little bit of a heads up before the bombs start to drop. So that's going to be different. And it said the bombs will no longer drop past the 3rd gas stage regardless, or when there are only 20 people left. So you can't get in the top 2 and then die by bombs anymore. Also, they're going to have it to where rather than doing the drop in, players can spawn to a quadrant on the map. So you now select a quadrant on the map, and while in the box of destiny, and then that's where you will show up. The first gas ring will show on the map to select your spawn. The ring has been set to randomly show for some matches, but not for others. And they're kind of do that as an A/B testing to figure out what people want and how they react to that. There's a supporting heat map, so players will understand where other players have selected to spawn. In team games, the team leader will select the spawn point for the team, and teammates will be notified which quadrant was selected. And if a user does not select a quadrant, one will be selected by default that is somewhere near the safe zone. So that's a huge change, not doing the airdrop system. One, they're trying to distance themselves from the whole PUBG thing, since that's pretty much their main competition. And that whole idea was from Brendan anyways. That's kind of my hint. That's what I'm wondering, because this is such a drastic change from the whole drop in that Fortnite's doing, PUBG is doing, and now they're doing a totally different system.
They have to. You've got now 3 games that, while there are variety, there is differences. For the most part, you've got 3 games that are essentially the same thing. 3 big games that are the same. There's other games that you play that Islands.
Well, they paid Brendan for this concept.
Yeah, they licensed.
They paid Brendan for this concept, and then he made his own. And then Fortnite copied. Because they said they liked what Brendan did, but they copied his game. So these are all off the exact same concept. All 3 of these games.
Yes. No, they absolutely are.
I understand why they would want to distance themselves.
Well, they have no choice but to distance themselves. If you want to play a battle royale experience, H1Z1 is not the place to go. There are 2, and I would say at this point, Fortnite is a better, and I hate Fortnite. Fortnite is a much better experience than H1Z1, in my opinion. Now, I don't like Fortnite, but I think in terms of gameplay and reliability, and I'm not talking about the cartoonish aspect or the guns or the stupid disco moves, and I'm not talking about that stuff. Gameplay-wise, H1Z1 is the 3rd on the stick. PUBG, Fortnite, H1Z1. They can't compete. They aren't even in the same league as the other 2. So they've got to do something to change, Brian. They've got no choice.
So this is one way that, because when they did the random method, it was so to chance, and that's what we complained about, is that you'd get stuck in the same place, and you had no flexibility. So this is a way that they can give that flexibility that they realize people actually like more. You don't want to just be stuck over the same mountains 5 games in a row, because that's RNG that's causing you to struggle in the game. Yeah, not because you're not a good player. If they would have gone and said, okay, well, now we're going to put in a plane, they really would have, they would have been viewed as the copycats. And so I think this is a much better method, and it achieves the same thing. Plus, this may be even better because people will all start dropping at the same time. Where before, depending when you jump out of the plane, some people get to the ground sooner. Here, everybody should spawn out and be able to hit the ground at the same time from the area they chose. So maybe a little bit more strategy in this. Now, one thing, they are doing a new scoring model for this. They're moving away from the high kill top 10 scoring model, and they've implemented one that is focusing on 3 different segments. So a user's top 10 games will give them their base score. A user's average placement will then have a modifier value that is applied to the top 10 score. And then a user's average kills per match, which we've talked about, over and over again. Needs to be something in there. Kills per match will have a modifier value that is applied to the top 10 score. So before, kills had very, very little to do with the actual score that you got at the end of the game. It seemed to be all these other things playing into it, how long you lived. And so people were just kind of hiding and trying to live out the gas, hiding on the edges. And then they get a really high score, even if they only got 2 kills. So
really? We didn't see that at any of the tournaments or anything, where all of the players, none of them got kills and sat in campers the entire game. Oh no, that's crazy.
So if they could do this, and it was a high enough modifier to where they could apply this to the tournaments, to where, okay, you can't sit there and hide the whole tournament and just getting first place. If you get first place and you get 1 kill, the guy who got 15 kills, let's go with him.
I've got a question for you, Brian.
Yeah.
Why does PUBG not have this issue? It's essentially the same thing. There's a ring, a circle that closes in. The circle it's a full circle, and that circle progressively gets smaller throughout the game. Why is this not an issue in their game? Why is this not an issue in Fortnite? Why don't we hear about this? It's because the game is actually good. People want to play the game. They don't want to sit in a house the entire game because it sucks and it's boring. Yeah. That's the problem with this game, is the game is so subpar that the only way to win is to just sit in a corner the entire game, because the gameplay and the gunplay is so freaking inaccurate. What are you supposed to do?
Well, that's the thing. I think that part of the issue with H1Z1 is if you let yourself be seen, like if you get out there, it's such a crapshoot of what's going to happen as far as who's going to kill who. You have to, if you see someone from far away, you have to run up to them practically, or, they'll just start throwing bullets. Like in PUBG, you can sit there and wait for the shot, and you can have confidence. All right, they're running at this rate. Like, I'm going to be able to shoot and hit them and take them down at this. In H1Z1, you don't know, as they're moving along, you don't know that you're going to hit them because there's so much inaccuracy with the bullets. So I think that people are less likely to engage in H1Z1, where in PUBG, you're comfortable enough with the gun and its range that you're willing to take that chance and get into a firefight.
Yeah, and our buddy Hot Drop Podcast is in the chat saying PUBG is all about precision. Well, I don't even know if it's about precision. It's about reliability. It's about consistency. Yeah. I don't think I'm not a precision player, but I know that if I aim at a certain location on a player's body, I'm going to hit them where I want to hit them, I think. I'm a terrible player. Anybody that's played this has seen me in action. I'm atrocious. But I'm atrociously bad. Consistently atrociously bad. Yeah. Like,
so you know what your limits are. And
yeah, I miss shots in very close range. It's not because the game sucks. It's because I'm incompetent. And it's always been that way in PUBG. It doesn't change because that's how the game is played. It's crazy that they don't have these issues. They aren't. H1Z1 is constantly talking about how they deal with scoring in end game. Why is that a problem? Why is somebody winning with 1 kill? How about that? That doesn't happen in PUBG. Yeah. You don't win with 1 kill. Very, very rarely.
So one thing is, if you look at like Deacon in chat, he has a top 10 that is all 0 kills.
Yeah.
So, but he's had games where he's gotten kills in before.
Yeah.
But the thing is he didn't last as long. So his top scores, all the ones that he's hidden and like just gotten to the end of the game on, those are all his top scores. The games where he's killed 3 people don't show up on there. That's backwards. It should be the game that you kill people is your higher score. Even if you got, maybe to 5th to 7th place, those should be above a 2nd place 0 kill game.
He gets us 3 kills and he got 17th place. Yeah.
Yep. And that doesn't even show up on his top 10. All the games with 0 kills show up on his top 10.
Yeah.
That's just crazy to me. That's not how it should show up.
Your video is frozen, Brian. I don't know.
Oh, but you can hear me? I can refresh.
Yeah, why don't you try that? Your video, you're in a very, very weird pose. I don't know why this is such an issue. It seems pretty simple to me that they could fix this. So there's Brian.
I'm back.
We tried tricking them with pre-recording the show, and we almost got away with it, but then your video froze. So,
I had to come back. Sorry. Sorry, I'll be back for dinner later.
Yeah, net neutrality caused your video to stop. So I don't know. It's just frustrating. How many times have we heard about this stupid fixing the score system and yada yada yada? Yeah, subscribe for more video on Twitch. I mean, it's just talk about the literal definition of beating a horse. You know, beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
How hard is this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're going to start now using these scores to go into those tournaments, I assume that's why they want to, because they don't want to have a ton of players that don't do very many kills in a tournament.
No, because that would be very boring.
If they want an exciting tournament, they have to start bringing kills in as a factor. I think that's probably one of the only reasons they're doing this now that they're bringing the public in, not a bunch of showy Twitch streamers on here, and they don't want the people that wait out the gas, which is probably a very high percentage of people on the top leaderboards are the ones that wait a long time and then go for a couple shots in the end of the game.
Well, it must be. The only reason they're changing it is because people aren't killing people in the game.
And they know that from their statistics. I mean, they can see it on their side. So,
of course.
So they're trying to encourage that. So on here, they say the new system will challenge the player to play more conservative and be more consistent in their play, but will require them to see kills, just not as aggressively as in the current live scoring model. I don't know. I don't get what that doesn't seem to make sense, because kills make no difference now. In the new systems, players can D-rank. However, rewards will be earned based on the highest rank achieved for a season. So I don't understand their phrasing of players will challenge the players to play more conservative and be more consistent in their play, but will still require them to see kills, just not as aggressively.
Yeah, more conservative than not killing anybody in the entire game anyway. I mean, let's get a little more conservative.
You don't have to be aggressive with the kills right now at all. I mean, just watch the past tournaments. You don't have to. So that doesn't. I think they're just trying to save themselves with words.
I just remember the first time we watched. It was their first big tournament, and it was a couple of people just, this was when hanging out on the edge of the gas was still possible. You could kind of just hang into the...
Seas was yes. The one who I think was really far out of the gas.
Yeah, like literally up in the upper right-hand corner of the map, and the gas was all the way down there, and he ran the entire length.
3/4 of the game, he was in the gas, I think.
And it's impossible to die. You're not going to get killed by somebody shooting at you in the gas. You're against the environment at that point.
Yep.
And then everybody else was just like hanging out in bedrooms with the doors shut and those little white campers that are placed all over the parking lots. It was boring as hell. It was boring as hell.
Yeah. Okay, so here's one thing they're changing. You can now do, remember they had the high-speed vehicle exits. Mm-hmm. It used to be people could be zipping past a tree, they'd exit.
Well, then they turned that off.
They'd be in place. Yeah, they would be in place. And then the car would keep going. People would think was to keep shooting at the car.
Yeah.
Well, they changed that. So if you jumped out, you would take damage.
When then they limited it over a certain speed, it just wouldn't let you jump out. No, I don't believe it was damage. That's PUBG. It literally would not let you jump out.
Well, no, when they first implemented it, it would be you jump out, you would die.
Yes.
Initially, and then I think then they put a limit on it to how fast you could jump out. Well, now what they have is what they call combat roll out of the vehicle. So you can exit a vehicle at high speeds and do a combat roll. And you don't just stop in place, because that was the issue, is people were driving behind a tree, jumping at the exact moment to where you couldn't see them, and then you didn't realize they jumped out of the vehicle. So now they'll actually roll out of the vehicle, and the delay in animation timing will be consistent in order to allow players the ability to read and react to someone rushing them, because that was the reason they took it out in the first place. And so this is an animation that will play from every seat in the vehicle. So I think if you're in the back of the vehicle, you jump out of the back window. The side ones, you jump out of the sides, and then yeah, I don't think anyone jumps out the windshield on this one.
It's like a school bus.
Yes. But I saw an animation. They have somebody, if you're sitting in the middle seat in the back, you jump out the back window of everything. So, and then they did a bunch of weapon adjustments with delay and damage, and I'll let you go read that. But they adjusted the AR-15, the AK-47, the shotgun once again. They did adjustments to the armor and bleeding mechanics, and then the healing system. They did some changes to that. And then other than that, there's just some gameplay and UI updates that they did, bug fixes. One thing they are going to be changing in upcoming is Skull Store items You can now see these items in the customization menu, not not the skull store right now. And also they're going to be doing match rewards. So you get some sort of reward after the match possibly, which I think is a good thing too.
Yeah.
That they can do.
For some people, I think that's interesting.
Yep. So those will be some changes. They said there are some known issues at the moment, but I'm sure they're going to try to fix a lot of those before the tournament. So you should see that. I did put an article in here from Polygon, just kind of talking about, we don't have to go through this point by point, but they were talking about the decline of the player base on H1Z1. I mean, a
little late to the party, Polygon.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they just realized it. But said during the best months, H1Z1 was holding number 3 as the most played game on Steam, with an all-time peak of 150,000 players and an average of 86,000 players per hour. But you know, you look, and now it's barely getting in the top 50, with less than 10,000 concurrent players most days, and a peak of only 14,000 players so far this month.
Ugh,
which
atrocious.
Is not good.
Yeah,
not good at all for this.
When 8.2 million people,
studio behind it,
8.2 million people own the game, and you can't, and they can't get, you know,
and you're not getting 10,000 people to play.
What a joke.
Yep. So he says yesterday barely crested 8,500 people, which you got to think worldwide. That's 90% fewer players in less than 6 months. So it's had a 90% drop in player base in the last 6 months, which is huge.
I'm going to mention this, and I'm going to obviously do current players and talk about this, but looking at the chart last Thursday, the peak players on last Thursday was 7,914. The max Twitch viewers was 41,765. I mean, the 7,000 on the scale, I'll pull it up during current players. I mean, it looks like it's like 50 people playing. The scale is so high for 40,000 Twitch streamers. It's on the same chart. I mean, look, you can't see the difference between 7,000 and 10,000 players. You can't even tell the difference on this chart. It's so low, the scale, because you have 7,000 people playing and you have almost 42,000 people watching on Twitch. I mean, what the hell?
People are watching for the
personality.
Like, let's say Dr. Disrespect goes and plays.
Yeah.
They don't care about H1Z1. They like his reaction to it, the rage, how he responds to it.
Yeah, the two-time.
But they don't want to go and play the game.
No, of course not. Why would they want to do that?
So I was going to mention that, and then you got this whole H1Z1 Pro League that they're looking to do, which is a 20-week NASCAR style tournament as far as the playoffs and things. I just don't know. They said on here that, you know, like with this Pro League, you'll have 15 teams, which none have been announced yet. But they're supposed to be talking about it more at TwitchCon. I don't know, like, if they can't get 10,000 players to play the game, like, how are they going to have a serious competitive tournament? Are they going to have a serious competitive league playing for this game? I just don't think they can.
They won't. That's the answer to your question. They won't. I wish they would spend, and I don't want, this has turned into the, let's just, you know, kind of pile on H1Z1 show. And I hate that it does, but you've got this Pro League and then this Showdown, which, again, I think the Showdown idea is cool. When Polygon points out, nobody is playing the freaking game. Like, how about we get back to making the game playable? Why don't we try to get our player base back? We have, looking at the numbers, there are literally almost 8.5 million copies of this game sitting out in Steam clients, Steam launchers across the world, and they can't get more than 10,000 people in a day to play the game. Why are we working a Pro League? They've partnered with those guys over at who are the guys over at the video game
Galaxy,
Twin Galaxies, all these partnerships and all this stuff. Nobody's playing.
Well, and I think that before, remember, there was the difference between H1Z1 and PUBG. There was enough of a style difference to where people maybe that enjoyed Arma more, less arcadey. They definitely would like PUBG. But I think Fortnite has captured that arcadey feel that maybe the people that didn't enjoy PUBG and they were still playing H1Z1. Well, Fortnite captured that arcadey kind of a shoot 'em up style feel that H1Z1 was trying to hold on to. So I don't know why they would turn around and not go turn around and play a free game Fortnite, which has all the players right now. I don't know what H1Z1 can offer to try to coax those people back, because they've now played a game that already looks better than H1Z1 does.
Plays better.
And there's no chance that they're going to be able to make it look better than what Fortnite does. I mean, Fortnite's a cartoony, but it still looks clear. Still looks better. Just things from a distance look better.
Yeah.
Because the engine's better. So I don't think they can pull those people back.
No, and they don't. And then
there's no strategy they can do now.
No, there's not. You're absolutely right. All right, let's roll for this giveaway, and we've got a whole bunch of news that we want to jump into. So,
all right. So congratulations, Locklore97. Locklore has won the Owlboy game, and so I will send you a key for this, and let us know how you like it. But
yes,
got good reviews. Should be a lot of fun.
Congratulations, Locklore. Thank you for entering the giveaway there.
Thank you. Yes.
All right, Friday the 13th. This is a fantastic story. We didn't cover this. We've had this in our notes for a while now, but it's been updated. So what happened is, Brian, you I believe purchased this game on Kickstarter,
yes.
And obviously with Kickstarter, the way that works is you give them money beforehand, early, and you get some type of rewards or perks in return. You give them money up front, you get the game plus whatever, DLC, soundtracks, the custom ringtone, just the stupid stuff that just entices people to buy stuff. So what happened is keys for in-game rewards that were intended exclusively for Kickstarter backers had been stolen by one of the game's distribution partners, and those keys were sold on eBay.
Yes.
Gun Media did not say who the distributor was, but the distributor for the Kickstarter rewards was a company by the name of Limit Run Games, who they have confirmed that the keys were likely stolen by one of their temporary contracted
sold them for
workers.
$100 each per key. $100 per key.
I guess the question is, how illegal is this, and can they get them? I mean, obviously you stole assets from a company. It's theft.
So it would be grand theft. So I mean, it could be a felony.
Ooh,
for the individual.
That'd be cool.
Because it goes to a felony after $1,000. So if you have some, at least in Idaho, this is how it works. If someone steals over $1,000, then it goes to grand theft. And with grand theft, you then can get prison time, jail time, serious things. So if they're doing $100 a pop and they stole a decent amount of them, they're definitely to the grand theft level. The interesting thing will be is this a company decision, or was this an individual that made this happen? It sounds like it was an individual from that company that took them and sold them on eBay. If so, then that means that individual can be held responsible for this. So they'll be, they're definitely going to go to prison. They're definitely going to go to trial, or be prosecuted on this. It's really going to be down to how far does Gun Media want to take this. But they can get them for the full value of this.
Yeah, this is a pretty small studio, it looks like, or a pretty small publisher. They're actually up in Raleigh. Maybe I should pop by there and just see what's going on. They've got
say, hey, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, I'd like to. Hey, Nick Craig, Affection Podcast. How are you? They have got 10 employees, which doesn't sound like a lot. They produce a lot of what appears to be indie games, more indie games. They're a parent of Mighty Rabbit Studios, who again is located in they're up in Cary, North Carolina. I gotta figure out where these people are. I should stop by. So they've been releasing.
They said they made tens of thousands of dollars. So
they publish game. I mean, I'm looking at their numbers here on Wikipedia, and it's nothing crazy. They produce there's small production units. It looks like anywhere between 1,000 and 10,000 units is what they produce. So if you have a small game that you're trying to get out there and physical copies, it looks like this is who you go to. They've got game libraries back to middle of 2015 since they've been doing. There's a whole bunch of games on this list. So I don't think it's a company thing. I don't have any evidence to prove that.
An individual.
It seems like it's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole none of these.
It says they so here's their answer to it, because they're claiming that it was a temporary worker.
Yeah.
So it says, up until last December, we often utilized many temporary workers to assist with various busy work, such as shipping thousands of packages on a regular schedule requirement. So here they said they stopped utilizing temporary workers in December when they noticed that their game inventory is off. So there was a temporary worker there that was pocketing products, that were pocketing some of the games, keys, codes, whatever. And as you can tell, selling them on eBay. And they did it to the wrong title, I guess, because someone noticed.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, but people noticed they couldn't redeem their keys. Yeah, so it looks like that this is a company that looks like they do Kickstarter stuff, and their name is called Limited Run Games. They do limited runs. They do small batch runs. So that's why they hire contractors.
Maybe they might even be like the people that print out those cards for Steam card redeems. You know, it could be something like that.
Yeah, absolutely, it could be
delivering those.
Yeah, no, it very well could be. So looking at it, they've got 10 employees. So, you know, they hire contractors for tax reasons, for healthcare reasons. You hire you get a game like Friday the 13th that says, hey, we've got, you know, I don't remember how many Kickstarters they had, you know, 12,000 Kickstarter rewards that need to go out. You know, we got to, you know, bulk up and hire some minimum wage workers to sit here and, you know, stuff, you know, boxes full of stuff. So yeah, they stole it. I hope that I want to follow this saga. I'm very excited about this. I don't know why. I think this is fun.
Well, if you can find out who it was, then you could track and see what they end up getting prosecuted with.
I mean, they could go to eBay. They could absolutely subpoena eBay. There's no way. There's no reason that they couldn't. I mean, eBay. You're talking about
to be shipped from a location.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you're talking about a felon.
I'm pretty sure they'll be able to figure out who it was.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I'm very sure they can.
eBay. Craigslist would have been the place to sell these keys illegally, not eBay. With, you know, you have to have a verified account. You're using PayPal.
There's documentation.
Yeah, way too much of a paper trail. So, what an idiot.
Yeah.
Whoever did this.
People want to have like verified shipping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
People want to be able to have package tracking. So that means you have to send it from a place where they probably have a camera that watches you walk in. I'm sure this person, if they don't know who it is already, they'll know very soon.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, one thing with F13, since we're talking about it and we love talking about F13.
Yeah.
They have a new thing called challenges that they're putting in the game. And so this is something that's going to be more of a single player part. There's actually a video for this. I don't know if you want to, they actually demo some of it. I don't know if you want to play that video for us, and actually with sound, because it actually does have talking in it.
Do you want to play the full thing
on this? Yeah, go ahead and play that, and then I'll follow up
with
some things in the article.
Oh, why is there no audio here? What's going on?
You might have to skip ahead just a hair.
Okay.
Before it gets in the actual game.
Lead on Friday the 13th, the game. Today, we're going to show you a walkthrough of Broken Down, the tutorial level for our upcoming single-player challenges. Please keep in mind that these are a work in progress, and that the gameplay shown is one of many ways to complete this challenge. We hope you enjoy.
Did you fix that shit yet?
Might be faster if you helped, man.
Man, just hurry up. I don't want to miss the hot chicks at the party.
My kind of game right here.
Yeah.
So young.
So for the audio listeners, we're watching some gameplay.
Kill them all, Jason.
Walk around.
I am
It's a much smaller piece of the map.
Tonight, man.
Yes.
Sure you are.
Hey, Adam. How's your girl? Did you bang her yet?
Bugsy, anyone ever tell you to shut the fuck up?
Need to go drain the lizard.
And what they're trying to do here is now they're getting NPCs on this. So you're playing Jason. Your goal is to kill these NPCs. Kind of a single player challenge.
Yeah.
And as you can see, like this is just a small, like a little, like about an eighth maybe size of the map, if not smaller.
This guy's going to
goal is
pee,
to be able.
and the whole goal is he's now wandered into the woods by himself, leaving his friend. Oh man, he walked very far into the woods to take a leak.
Yeah.
All right.
Quit the stream.
Oh.
They deserve
All right, so we saw just a new kill move, I believe. I don't think we've seen that one before.
Where actually broke off the branch.
Impaled him with a tree branch, and then took the branch that he broke off and put it through his skull. Which I don't think. I mean,
so far, like, do you see? PH is pointing this out. Like, where's the challenge in this so far?
I
mean, so far he's just walked up to him.
How did this guy not see him? I mean, he just looked right at... Oh, this is going to be a good one. He's going to hit him right in the balls. Yeah. Oh! Oh, that's a good... Oh, that's a good one. Pull the jack out from under the car.
So he pulled the jack out. And so the wheel well just smashed his head. And I don't know why he's moving. Like, I don't think he'd be moving. And I think that's it. So my concern is, like...
What the hell was that?
What was the challenge on that? Like, there was no challenge. They didn't resist.
I got the challenge, launching the game and playing it.
Yeah.
That's a challenge. No, I mean, that looks incredibly stupid. The kill moves look cool, but I mean, that's not a challenge.
If they can get it to where it's a challenge to where maybe they see you, but, like, they didn't even show a hint at seeing him. He was standing right there in front of him and didn't seem to turn into anything. So all he did was walk up to two people and kill them.
Yeah, I mean, you walked up to one guy who had his pants down, taking a piss in the woods, and then the other guy whose head is under a car. I mean, I'm trying to look at this, but you can't call that a challenge. I mean, you're just killing NPCs. There's the death kills were cool. Yeah, he was in the dark. The entire game is in the dark. I mean, that's just, as he says, have you seen the movies? I know that's for the enthusiasts. We shouldn't be talking about it. I get it. I don't know.
So I mean, so you get it was like kind of live through certain scenes. So they have one where as a sample, where there's the shower scene. There's like a shower with the girls.
Yeah, very common in the movies.
You know, and also there's out in the woods. There's some of the different tents, you know, and killing them in their tents. I mean, it's just different scenes from the movies that you play through. But I don't see how this is a challenge. How about just a replay that your favorite scene in the movie mode?
Is that what you want them to
it's
call
not
it?
A challenge. I mean, that makes more sense to me. Relive F13. How about that?
That would be a cool name. Okay, so these are movie scenes. That makes sense. I still think it's stupid.
It just didn't seem like there was any.
Here's the thing. Here's my point. Here's my point. I get it. People like the game. You do this one time, and you relive your movie scene, and then what? What do? You don't play. What are you gonna? Friday night, chill out, crack open a beer, and play the scenes over and over again. What are you gonna do?
Fire is gonna be. He's gonna try to be creeping outside of the tent, see if he can get a peek. Or in the shower, he's like, if I jump, I can't jump.
Yeah, but do you see that's my whole point here is I get if the point is to just relive the scene from the movie, that's fine. But you do this once, maybe twice, ever.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, this wasn't an extraordinary scene. They're talking about banging some girls at the party and I gotta go train the lizard in the woods. Oh, walk back here with my sports jacket and get impaled by a tree trunk. I mean, really?
So, okay, so Firebomb is pointing out you can kill them in different ways. So,
oh, Lord.
So it's pretty much you just decide when you want to go in and get the kill. So if he's looking in the hood and you walk up to him, then he's going to then smash the hood on him. If you get him when he's under the car, he's going to do it then. Maybe if you would have waited and you didn't get him when he was peeing, you'd kill him some other way. So it's just let's pick when you want to kill him, walk up to him at that moment, and then you can see that kill. So, So there's a little bit of variety, but still not a challenge. It's just a pick your kill simulator.
Yeah, it's frustrating because this game doesn't really have a single player aspect. It would be cool to have a single player aspect.
Yeah. Well, maybe eventually. This could be them kind of figuring out. I mean, there was no AI in that. They didn't react to Jason whatsoever. That's the thing, is they didn't show off any single player AI because they didn't even recognize that Jason was there. They just kept on doing their normal thing. He didn't turn around that he heard Jason when he was in the woods. He didn't even notice Jason walking up to the vehicle when he's underneath it. So they haven't shown off the bots yet with that.
Now, Donnie mentions that there is a single player aspect. You can play Jason. That's the same as the multiplayer. I mean, like something different. I mean, there's one thing to do in this game. Well, there's two things. There's the virtual cabin, which is just looking at things, and then there's killing counselors as Jason, or being a counselor and trying not to. There's nothing else to do. I think this. I honest to God thought that this game could have done a whole lot of cool stuff with the single player. The people at the PAX thing, they were loving it. Everybody was so much hype, and I just
imagine if they could tie those together though and kind of make it a one long continuous scene. Like you get those guys in the woods, and then you walk to the cabins where like they're in the shower, and then you go out and find people that are camping. Like imagine if they made it to where it was a set of, you could choose all those different ways to do the kills throughout that whole scene and a long extended thing. And there's a chance you get caught all along the whole way, and they run away and you fail. Like that would be a challenge. That single scene, and maybe that's what I didn't see a hint with the size of that map that's what they're doing. Sounds like they're doing individual, but that would make a lot more sense of stretching it along to where there's actually a challenge and you have to complete all of them successfully to be able to walk away at the end.
Yeah.
So
there it is.
All right. So do we want to do the next giveaway, announce it now, or do you want to wait a little bit?
Let's do one more. We're at about an hour and 35 minutes. So
okay. All right. So one thing we could talk about, I actually had a chance to play some Hunt Showdown this week.
I tried, and I was told I could not play.
So
no, by you.
I
was told I couldn't play.
2 players.
I get it, but I wasn't allowed.
Players, it's 2 players. So PH and I had a chance to play that a little bit this week. It's different. Like just to kind of set up how it works is you spawn into a map with you and one other player on a team, and then there's a couple other teams around the map. What you do is you have this ability that lets you see hints around the map. So you kind of see a glowing area somewhere on the map. You go to that and you discover these different hints. When you discover 3 hints, then it will allow you to see the final boss for that level. And so it's whoever gets to the final boss and kills them first, and then they can escape and like keep some of the loot or whatever they have on them. Or you can go and kill all the other players on the map as a strategy as well. But this, we played through, we tried to fight a couple of the bosses, which we just weren't sure. There wasn't a lot of prompting throughout. Like, okay, well, what do you do?
That's a huge problem for new games. Prompts are key.
Yeah. So we were just kind of running around and doing stuff and figure, oh, okay. So we noticed a little symbol and we said, okay, well, I guess that's how many clues we had to find. And then we got to the end boss and we're like, do we just start shooting at him? And then we noticed at the beginning, it says, oh, this boss is supposed to be killed with shotguns. Well, we spawned in with rifles. So like, we didn't even have the right guns. Like, why did they let us in there with the wrong guns? It was just, they need to polish. And I know that they've been doing patches. Like here on this, there's 3 different patches that they put out, the 17th, the 19th, and the 20th. So based on feedback, they're really going through and trying to fix some of these things. But, this is definitely, there's definitely things that they are working on that need to be kind of fixed on this. Because there's just not enough information. You go in there and you kind of feel like you're kind of running around and clumsily finding things to do. So, yeah, I mean, we'll have notes. In the notes, we have 3 different patches. Since people don't know what the game is even really about, I'm not going to go through all the patches because it's mostly just fixes with matchmaking, client stability. They adjusted some of the health of the bosses, things like that. So, but they put out a patch each day. I think it's still, I'm not sure how long it's going to be open for people to play if you have a key, but should be able to go in there now. Maybe Nick and I can play sometime when he has some free time.
Well,
if it's not closed before you get back.
Yeah, well, there will be no free time in the next 2 weeks of mine, so I have to apologize up front for that.
So no, that's fine. But hopefully they'll get to where it's polished up a little bit more before you play.
Oh yeah.
So that there's a very clear, hunt other players. They could even just prompt, say, your goal is to kill the boss, but feel free to hunt other players and kill them first as an alternative. Like something to tell you what to do. You just drop in and start wandering around. I didn't realize you had to be so quiet because we were shooting stuff, making noise, and then these other guys just came up and shot us.
Yeah.
Because we figured we're just like, oh, there's zombies here. What are we supposed to do? So I mean, the graphics are nice. I don't know how much they're planning on charging for it, but it's not a game that has a huge amount of replay value right now because the matches, there's a limited number of players. There's 4 different bosses, or I think it's 2 different bosses. One's at night, one's in the day for each. So 4 different ways you can play it. I think they're going to have to come up with more content to really get the PvP going, but there's still not that many players. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this one unfolds. Oh, he says there's a tutorial video, but neither of us watched it. So PH pointed out there was a tutorial video, but the thing is and it never popped up. It said, "Would you like to watch this tutorial for me?"
It may have been separate. It may have been outside the game.
Might have been at the menu or something. Yeah, but that's the thing is that without watching that video, it just seemed like there was very little.
You need in-game prompts.
It should be in the UI.
I don't care if you have a tutorial or not. You need in-game prompts to do something, to interact.
It shouldn't rely on you having to watch a video to understand how to play the game whatsoever. It should be natural. You want to play a game that feels natural when you go in. Oh, this makes sense. I would go do this. No, you're supposed to go and look at this little symbol here, which is random. This means this. Like you just can't get away with that in these kind of games.
Yeah.
So, all right. Another thing is on the Islands of Nine. Actually, if you would like, there's a gameplay video that you can just play behind while we talk.
Absolutely.
For the Islands of Nine. I've kind of told people what it looks like. But here is some of the gameplay of what's going on with the Islands of Nine. So you just kind of see what the gunplay looks like, the graphics. But it seems like they're getting that was Shroud playing the game. He plays it quite a bit, actually.
Oh, the 2-timer.
Yep.
This is pre or post 2-time.
This is post. So
okay.
The doc just a couple weeks ago played it. He played it a long time ago, but this is the first time he did it in squads. And he played it with Shroud, and he seemed to really like it. So, with him, if he plays it, then everybody's been like, "Oh, this is the best game ever." But it's got really good gunplay. The guns are really good.
Oh, I love this guy.
They'll show a little bit later. That grandpa
guy,
he's really good too.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
And they show on here, they got jump pads that can help you to leap up on top of things. This has kind of a weird ancient, not like castles and stuff like that as far as an aesthetic, which doesn't make sense when you have such a futuristic, but it's like you're kind of going into a, understand that you're going in some sort of a fake game world.
Yeah.
When you're jumping in. They will show a little bit at some point the kind of beginning lobby area.
Wow, this game
I told you is kind of my favorite part.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I was just.
So here's that lobby area.
I mean, I was looking at this. This is your gameplay. I mean, this is your gameplay right here.
Yep. Oh, thanks. Yeah, there's me. Yeah, that's me. But that We Buy Gold. That was who was playing there. That's nice. So yeah, this is, as you can see, I'm just going to give you an idea of what the gameplay looks like. It's not bad.
No, I mean, it looks fun.
The graphics are good. They're getting it smoothed out quite a bit. They're adding squads, so you have 4 players here soon.
You've talked about
not right now.
You've talked about this game. Excuse me. You've talked about this game a whole bunch of times, Hal, and I've heard you talk about it, but I feel like I'm getting confused with something else. You've referenced this being kind of like a Doom kind of Twitch shooter. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. Is that? It just
Yeah,
it looks like
it's
that.
a
Very
battle royale
fast,
though.
but it's very fast.
Well, so that initial area
Like, look at
where you
this.
start out the match.
Like, that's quick.
Yeah. But that's what they're going to get that's where they're going to get those Twitch streamers. Like that's what they want.
Yeah,
Is
Twitch
that really
shooter.
fast paced?
Yeah.
Yep. And so this is this when you're
hell?
playing that initial it was a bug with their ragdoll effect.
Yeah, I guess.
When you're playing that initial area waiting to load in, that's very Doom-esque, right? It feels a lot like Doom, Quake.
Yeah.
And
That's what I
then
was
you
thinking.
launch into a battle royale style game. But the gunplay, yeah, they're going for that kind of a Doom, Quake, more of a Quake, quick shooter, turning corners and doing quick shots.
Well, and you can poo-poo that if you'd like, but I mean, realistically, they need to be different. They cannot be. They were PUBG before PUBG, and
they were going to be the replacement. They were going to be the replacement H1Z1,
but they just couldn't make it to market in time.
Replacement.
So they've got to adapt, and they've got to do something different because they're not going to compete with PUBG.
So they're going to be doing, I think, a 5-player, so a 2 to 5 player lobby.
I like that.
Where you can have teams of 2 to 5 players. So they've been going through and just trying to fix it. I think they still, they've waited long enough. I think they can still be a popular game as far as, at least for Twitch streamers. And they've been getting the gunplay right. I think that, and if they can keep away and not be popular enough to attract the hackers, that'll keep streamers coming back.
They can control and own a sect of the survival FPS battle royale killer player base. As long as they're different. Everybody's got, there are so many. When I saw this, my first initial reaction of somebody that would like this game is our buddy Lance. He's all into the fast-paced Twitch shooter, Doom, Quake-esque thing. This seems more like his game than PUBG, because I think that's more of his play style. So that's just that's the thought.
Yeah, and I think that, as I said, I've seen a lot of hype, especially after Dr. Disrespect played it. There's been a lot of hype for this game. I mean, the fact that you have a player like Shroud who's playing this on his own time, getting good at it, because I think he sees that this is where a lot of that competitive Twitch playing is going to go. People are getting somewhat, I mean, no disrespect to PUBG, but a lot of people are getting tired of seeing PUBG played.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. That's all people are playing. People will get tired of Fortnite. I think this will be the next in line. Islands of Nine will be the next in line to be, for at least for a while, the game that people are streaming, because it's interesting to watch, fast enough pace, and it's something new and different. So
that's what it's all about.
So that's Islands. I've been talking about it for how long now? It seems like a year. I think I've been talking about this game for a year, and finally,
you've been talking about it for a while.
People are realizing it. Yep. So it's coming around. Now, also let's mention the Darwin Project.
Yeah, let's open our game giveaway.
You want to get a giveaway?
Yeah, let's do that. And then we can.
All right. So let me go and get the code opened here. So this will be another 60-point raffle, ! Giveaway. So 60 points. We'll be giving away a copy of Life is Strange, and so this will be all of the releases of it, because it came out in chapters you can play through. So this will be the full, I think, through episode 5 of Life is Strange. So yeah, so Life is Strange ! Giveaway if you want to get that. And this is, I'm getting the page here so I can link the Steam for you. But this is a kind of like an action adventure, story rich, great soundtrack. But it's got 5 episodes to it that you can go through. It's usually $20, $19.99 on Steam. So I'll put a link here for Steam if you want to go check it out. But this is Life is Strange. It's very positive ratings. It's got a really interesting story. It's got great graphics. So check it out.
Check it.
All right. So I was going to mention the Darwin Project.
Okay.
And they actually have an open beta right now.
Yes, they do.
That started yesterday. So if you're interested, maybe this Barbie said, what happened to that new BR game?
This is it.
In the new BR games that I've been talking about are either, as I said, Islands of Nine or Darwin Project, which is kind of a BR game.
And here's the thing. I got to say this, and I'm not, we always talk about this shtick like, oh, you know, we were kind of kind of in front of the wave. Nobody was at the booth at PAX for this game until we walked up with the camera. I'm not joking. I'm not literally. We walked. They let us into the show an hour early as media, and we walked through the floor without other people to see what booths we wanted to hit, and we saw this booth, Darwin Project, and we had no clue what it was. So once the show floor opened, we came back, we went around to some places, we had some scheduled interviews, we came over to the Darwin Project booth, and there was like a couple people hanging around. We whip out the camera in the light, and it's all these people hovering around the game. Yep. We were the pioneers on this one.
Yep.
I'm literally, Brian was like, this game is going...
If people were there...
We went out to dinner that night, and Brian is like, this game is going to destroy H1Z1. This game is going to be huge. And obviously, we don't know if it's going to be, but we were the first.
I think that this is going to be really popular with streamers. It's got a streamer kind of a twist to it. It allows streamers to let their subscribers come in and play, right? And then the streamer can announce. So you have people like C's who will be all over this game. Some of the really popular ones that will be going in and messing with the games of their subscribers. It'll be a way to boost subscribers, get people interactive finally in Twitch. I think it'll be really unique. So this one, they put out a patch yesterday, but right now it's open beta. So if you want to get in there, if you want to go try the game out, you should be able to access it. Search for Darwin Project inside of Steam, and you can try the open beta. But this is a game that, we talked about it coming up on a year ago. It's been almost a year ago now. Yep. It's a action indie survival multiplayer adventure. I'm going to put the link to it inside for the Steam page inside of our Twitch chat if you want to check that out. But that should let you possibly download it. I don't know. For me, I already have it, so it doesn't let me click anything. But that's the page for it. You can check it out. But on here, they're going through. They have some screenshots of like the Twitch spectator interactions. Kind of see what their view is. Private matches. They've implemented an anti-cheat system, which is huge because you don't do that, bad things happen. They changed some things for the show directors, and then they went through. They added a new game mode, which is the private matches in there, so you can just play none on public servers. The show director extension allows players or show directors to let their viewers vote for different things. So through the game, the people watching can then vote for their favorite player. Heal. They've got like healers, speed up, invincibility. There's just different categories. They can vote for where they want the zone closing to happen. So you can actually have your Twitch viewers, because it's a Twitch extension, you can have your Twitch viewers vote and actually affect the game as it's going along, which is I've not seen anyone else do. So you can have it to where it'll speed up the game. It'll heal, put out heals for the players.
Rigged.
It'll change the mode. Yeah,
literally.
So that's pretty cool. I think that'll be a huge thing for a lot of Twitch streamers because it'll be interactive to where they can then log in and play, or they can just affect the game through Twitch, which is really new. So they did some updates to the map, updated some of the areas. People won't know what it looked like before. They added some new character models, new video intro, new loading screens, which I know everybody loves. And then just fix some of the audio and just a lot of fixes. So go check it out if you can download, play it a little bit this weekend or this week, see if you like it. But it is a lot of fun. It's got a nice feel to it. And I think that this is going to be something that's really popular. It's a really good group of guys that are developing it. They were very nice. I remember we put the camera in their face and he was kind of shell shocked. I think it was one of the first interviews he'd ever done.
Yeah.
Because he looked pretty surprised. I was like, I'll coach you through this. Like, it'll be okay.
No.
And now, they're getting big interviews from PC World, all kinds of places.
Am I just making, did we have them back on the show? At
No, we
Skype?
haven't.
Oh, I thought we did. Huh.
Nope.
Okay.
But when we could contact them at some point, and
for some reason I thought we had them back on the show. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, we follow them on Twitter. And
Maybe
stuff like
I saw a video.
Put a message back and forth.
I don't know what happened. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I thought they were, but okay. Yeah, I think the game could be really cool. It's not necessarily my play style per se, but I can see the overall larger picture.
But I mean,
of
it's a quick game. Cool. You can pull in a couple viewers. I think that it'll with the right audience, I think that it'll fit into that niche. So
yeah, probably.
I think that they're going for it. And this is a new style. Like, no one else is doing this. None of these other games are giving you interactive with your Twitch streamers. These guys are really catering 100% to Twitch streamers. And so I think that that's who they're going to bring in. I don't know that they're not going to be selling numbers like PUBG or anything like that. They're not going to be Fortnite numbers, but if they can sell, however many thousands of copies to Twitch streamers, and then however many people want to play with those Twitch streamers. I mean, you could get how many people who watch Dr. Disrespect that might have a chance to play with them. Let me tell this game.
Let me tell you, the key to success with this game is them giving away a literal crap ton of copies. That's going to be the success to this game. They have to get this game in people's hands.
There's too much. They're going to have to do some sort of skins.
That's fine, but they've got to. There is too much competition in this space right now to sell another $40 survival game, another $40 BR game. You've got too many games trying to do it. They need to get this in people's hands, and then people will buy. You get this in certain people's hands, like prominent Twitch streamers, podcast hosts, and I'm not even talking about. I'm just saying in general, Twitch streamers, podcast hosts, influencers. You get it in those people's hands, especially with the Twitch integration, which is come play with me. This is a great sub perk for Twitch streamers. You're subbed to my channel. Join my. We're gonna on Saturdays. We're gonna do a Darwin Project sub only session, and I'm the streamer. I'm gonna be the GM, and I'm gonna be GM in the mode for the subscribers and whatnot. They need to get this in the influencers' hands, and I see it exploding. I still feel that way.
See, but if they can practically hand out the copies, if they can come up with another revenue.
Just to the streamers, not to everybody, just the people that. Because here's the thing,
just give a copy to every single streamer.
There's no
loss for them.
If you give it, because this game encourages kind of a GM or a host or a shoutcaster, there's got to be people to play with them. So your favorite streamer's playing this game and you want to jump in on it. Well, I got to buy it now. I mean, that's going to be the success for this game.
Okay, well, look at when Dr. Disrespect turned around and played Islands of Nine. Imagine how many copies they sold that minute. The second that he said, I'm launching up Islands of Nine, how many people went who said, oh, I don't have that game?
Yeah.
Turn around and bought it so they could either try to stream snipe him, whatever it is. Instantly they're selling copies.
Yeah.
Here, if they can get it in one of those streamers, get one of those big streamers to play it, they instantly make their money back on however many copies sell, because they've got 10,000 plus people watching them. So, all right.
Well, let's
do. I mean, we're right there on time.
Yeah,
so
we're at 2 hours here, so I guess we can go and do our little wrap.
So I'm gonna make a note of things that we didn't cover.
Yes.
Actually, let's mention this really quick. With Rust, there's not a regular update, but the update is that they are not doing the weekly updates. I think I kind of mentioned this before.
Yeah.
That they're going to monthly updates. So we'd mentioned this. Just keep in mind, Rust is now going to a monthly update. And so there's not going to be a Rust update every single week. Also, the Black Death had a bunch of updates and fixes this week. We'll have that in the show notes if you want to check it out. Also, Elite Dangerous. there's a teaser, but what I was going to mention is next week they're putting out a big update for Elite Dangerous. And so this is going to be kind of like a big content push for them. And then they're going to be doing a lot of things through 2018. So if you're an Elite Dangerous fan, on the 27th, there's going to be a big patch, a big update come out that day. And if you're interested, there's a teaser in our show notes. But if you're a big Elite Dangerous fan, you might have already seen that. But there's a teaser for the upcoming thing that's going to be next week. So check that out. If not, it's in our show notes on our website. All right.
There you go. All right.
So do you want to go to current players? One thing, GTA 5, remember, we're going to be playing. Nick won't be there, but Friday night we'll be playing some GTA 5. So join us and we'll get some games in. It's racing, it's shooting combat.
Yes.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
Now, I will say, and I haven't even discussed this with Brian yet, next week's show might have to be a little bit fluid on the date and or time. We are getting ready to move offices, and that needs to be done sometime between Sunday and Wednesday of next week. So follow us on Twitter at InfectionCast for details on that. We will get something out, but I'd say there's a pretty high chance it will not be Tuesday at 7. I just found out about this today, so something will be out at some point.
We'll play it by ear coming up to that.
And there's a chance we may not do it live. We may just have to pre-record it in the middle of the day when I may get an hour or two for break for lunch or something like that. But there will be something next week. So just stay tuned to Twitter for details on that. Kind of last minute, but hey, it is what it is. All right. Let's see. Yeah, where's my audio? There it is. Current players. All right. Currently playing some of these games that we'd like to talk about. H1Z1, King of the Kill, I still call it. 3,657. The 24-hour peak, 8,328 with a 7-day peak of 10,285. Atrocious is an understatement. Nobody's playing this game. Let's move on. Ark. Currently playing this, 39,609. The 24-hour peak, 56,383 with a 7-day peak of 70,409. And PUBG, the game everybody cares about, 495,059 is your current players. 24-hour peak, 2,316,442. And the 7-day peak, 2,434,563. And that's who's currently playing. All these
that's just on Steam, so
yes. Now I do
more people playing on other platforms.
Yes. Now I do want to pull this up real quick because this is for H1Z1. I referenced earlier the viewer chart, the spike. Yeah, here it is. So this is what I use to compile the week player base. You would look at this, if you didn't see the scale, you would think, oh my God, that's like 150 people. But once you inspect, it's 7,914 to 41,756 people watching on Twitch. And that's probably the doc.
But that's just probably doc, yeah,
but
pulling up his stream.
But isn't this nuts? Like, look at the players. I mean, it totally dwarfs the entire scale.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing is he's the only one really playing it out of the major streamers anymore. Or, he'll play it once in a while to throw it into his mix. I
mean, you look. This is the low point of the 7 days, 7,914. This is the high peak, 10,000. There's hardly a difference in the chart. You can't even see it. Yep. It's nuts.
Yeah,
really is.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. So I mean, that's the thing is they're gonna have to figure out something. I don't know how they're gonna keep. I don't know how they're gonna keep people playing the game. They can't seem to keep an audience right now of, 10,000 people playing. That's not good for this size. With the size of their company, how are they going to maintain all those employees putting updates out for the game if only 10,000 people total are playing it? I don't see how they can possibly do it. So, all right. Are we ready for my tip of the week?
What ready for what? What is tip of the week?
All right, tip of the week is where I go through and either I'll talk about a specific game or a general gaming tip. This week is going to be specific on Rust. So this is tip of the week. All right, so I'm going to go through and kind of help with some of the gathering inside of Rust. If you look at, there's a couple different things you want to gather. Animal fat. They have the hemp, which is cloth. Also, they have the metal, which gets you stone and different ores, things like that for gathering. With animal fat, you can use a bone knife. You can use a hatchet to harvest different animals in the game. And if you use those, for instance, from a bear, just to give you a perspective of the differences, from a bear, you get 100 animal fat. From a boar, you get 39 to 41. And then from a deer, a horse, a wolf, you get 10. So the bear will give you 100, compared to 10 times the amount of animal fat from that. If you harvest humans, you get 1 to 2 animal fat from those. Now, if you turn around and you're trying to get cloth from the plants, they actually have the ability to go through and get clones of these hemp seeds, and they have levels on the clones. With the seeds, they're G1 through G10,000. So the higher the number on the clone of the seeds that you can get, the more cloth you'll get from it, and also the faster the plants will grow. So you try to find the highest and get the highest level hemp seeds possible to be able to get more cloth. Now you may notice they changed the method when you're going around and harvesting the mining nodes. There's shiny spots on there. The reason that you hit those, and this is one area where I was corrected, if you harvest, it allows you to harvest them more quickly. So you're able to get the max, whatever, out of the resource of the tree more quickly, but you don't get more resources overall. I was thinking if you hit the points that you would get more resources overall. You get the same amount, but you don't have to hit it as many times. So if you just run up to a tree and keep hitting it, it takes you longer to be able to chop down the tree and get all the resources out of it versus hitting the point. Same thing, the tree, they'll have the red X's. With the mining nodes, you'll have the shiny dots. If you hit those, you will be able to get all the resources faster. So each hit will be worth more, but you will not get more out of the overall tree or mining node itself. So those are just some different ways to help you be able to get some of your resources from Rust. And that is tip of the week.
All righty.
So,
thank you very much.
Yes. All right. So we ready for this last game giveaway?
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to cover before we do it?
No. We Friday night GTA tax day, $250,000.
Make sure you log in.
Game,
even
free.
if you're not going to play that night, make sure you log in to get the free.
I need to
money.
log in, get the money, and then you can get up to $1 million in tax rebate,
cash back.
Yeah, literally cash back, which I think is pretty cool. So, yeah, that's
all right.
That's it.
All right, very good. So let's go ahead and roll for this, and we will pick Valp1. So congratulations, awesome. Valp1. He has been a viewer of the show, listener of the show for a while. Thank you very much for entering. And next week, let's say if you're a person just listening to this as a podcast form or watching on YouTube, if you'd like to have a chance to enter for some of these games, we encourage you to come and check us out on Twitch. As Nick said, maybe not next week, maybe not the best week to come and catch us live. We'll see what happens. We'll put a notification out on Twitter.
Yes.
Once we have that set in stone. But usually every Tuesday night, was it 8 o'clock for you? 7 o'clock for you Eastern?
Yeah, 7. I forget that everybody doesn't
have to do a conversion.
It's very weird because I've always lived in the East Coast. It's very weird. You have to realize, everything is East Coast time. You watch any TV promo, it's 9 Eastern, whatever Eastern. The ball drops at midnight Eastern. The whole thing. So it's every once in a while, it's like, oh yeah, there's other people that are not living in this time.
Yeah, so
and nobody else outside of America.
Because then we changed. We changed the game of the week to a different time. So I thought, okay, that's it.
Because are you 2 hours or 3 hours behind?
2 hours behind you.
Okay.
So 5 o'clock for me Mountain Time. So 7 Eastern. And then if you're going to be joining us on the game of the week, was that 6 Eastern? Is that when we're doing it? No, it's
game of the week
8 Eastern.
Jesus. Game of the week is 8 o'clock Eastern.
Yes, 8 Eastern would be game of the week. And yeah, so come and join us if you have GTA 5, and we'll get going. Make sure you have it updated. It is a huge game. Make sure it's all up to date. You're able to load it, and then be in Discord before the start time so that we can start getting groups together, figure out how many people are going to be in there, get some games going, because you have to invite everybody, and it's a little bit of a process. So make sure you join and we'll get some games going. So very good. All right. Is there anything else before I roll out?
No, you may do your outro, and I will remember that.
All right. So if you want to find me on the internet at Boise Computer on Twitter, or you can go check out my blog, biteoftech.com. Of course, as I always say, go check out our website. On there on the right-hand side, we have a nice little button that says join server. It's a green button that will connect you right to our Discord server. So if you're looking to hang out, chat throughout the week, hang out with some of the people that we mentioned during the show, we have that Discord. People are in there all the time. There's people chatting all hours of the day because we have people that listen from all over the world. But just click the green button. It'll connect you right to it. It's a free client. Also has a great mobile app, and it's really easy to use. Also, if you're looking to find us on your like a podcast form for your phone, just on the right-hand side of the website at the bottom, we have all our different podcast links. Also, we have a link to our YouTube channel. I would encourage you, even if you're a person who listens to us, maybe you listen to the podcast form, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to us there as well. Because they're doing some changes to how that works, and we don't really push people to our YouTube channel. But even if you listen to us on or watch us on YouTube and you haven't clicked the subscribe button, I encourage you to do that. And that way we can build up the numbers on those. So that's all I got. Thank you everybody for coming and joining us this week.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you to, did we get any subscribers during the program? I think that all came in the pre-show.
I think some just came like right at the beginning of the show.
Okay, awesome. Well, we thanked all the subscribers. So thank you for subscribing. If you are new to the show, or excuse me, not if you're new to the show. If you're new to whatever with Twitch, you can now subscribe to our channel. Very easy to do so. You can do it through Amazon. If you've got an Amazon Prime account, you link your account, you get a free subscription a month, or you can subscribe for $4.99, $9.99, and
$29.99.
30 or no, it's $24.99. I think $25 maybe.
$24.99. Okay. $24.99.
A lot of money. You can subscribe with any of those, and we've got some emotes that are currently being they're in a review period. And we're going to be hopefully over the next
make sure they're appropriate.
Yeah, I think they're appropriate. Over the next couple weeks, as that gets approved, we're going to announce we're going to be introducing some subscriber only things, like maybe some special game giveaways and stuff like that. So there will be an incentive for you to support the program like that. I guess that's it. Follow us on Twitter at InfectionCast so you can get an update for next Tuesday. I'll put it out as soon as I know. Unfortunately, it may not be until like Tuesday midday until I know. It's not. Things have to happen. So. But there will be a notification on Twitter. Brian or I will tweet one out, and we'll throw it in Discord too, so everybody's aware. So keep an eye on that. 8 o'clock GTA Friday night, and then we'll see you hopefully next Tuesday here at 7. You can follow me on Twitter at Nicholas M. Craig. You can visit our website, infectionpodcast.com. Join our Discord server and our Steam group. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. We'll see you next time. Have a great week, everybody.